What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're doing gameplay with the brand new Dark Matter Paul Pierce, and this is a card who I'm interested to use, despite the fact that I know that his release is pretty bad, and I think automatically that kind of kills this card. I am still going to try to use him, have some fun with him. He does have a lot of good about him. I just think the release does kill the competitive viability of this card. And honestly, this is not, I mean, if you got this card from locking in the set, I kind of feel bad for you. This is the type of card that if I pulled this card or locked in the set form or whatever, I'd be really disappointed. Honestly, because this week with Scotty Barnes, Paul Pierce, and Chris Paul, 3 of the 4 cards locking in the set for, I would be disappointed with. I decided not to lock in the set at all on my account. And so shout out to my boy Anthony. He actually got Paul Pierce out of locking in the set on his account, which is exactly, again, why I said I'm not going to do it. But I hope y'all are excited for this video. I'm excited to see if the truth is any good in my team. Before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 25,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. We'd really appreciate it if you'll do subscribe. Without further ado, Paul Pierce, 6'7" at shooting guard, 99 offense and defense, 95 driving layup, 97 shooting stats across the board, 95 driving dunk, 97 ball handle. Defensively looks super solid, 94 speed, super ball and excel, 95 vertical and strength, 98 stamina, 96 lateral quickness. This card is super complete and super good, which is not uncommon at this point in the year. Nearly every card is, but he looks absolutely elite. Has off handles for days in addition to all the key shooting badges. Pretty much everything key defensively as well. Anchor, brick wall, movable forcer, and everything. There's so much to like about this card on paper. Really, the thing not to like is quite simply just the fact that his release is pretty garbage. That is the thing that kills Paul Pierce, because they gave him his own release on very quick. This is a card who needs his release base change to be an elite levels shooting guard, regardless. And not to mention, they didn't even give him the best behind the back, best escape or anything like that. So mediocre behind the back, fine escape with Kobe, but not insane. And then a release that is just a bit slow at this point in the year. And that's obviously not at all what you're looking for out of a top tier shooting guard, is those things. So, you know, like, obviously if he had the Kobe escape and a mediocre behind the back with an absolutely elite release, I can live with that. Mediocre behind the back and a bad escape, or just Kobe escape, which is good but not great, and a good but not great escape with a bad release is obviously not going to get the job done. Now, is it easy enough to green? Yes. Is it going to be easy to get off online, especially against a Sweat and a good defensive player? The answer to that question is no. Him having the tray fade does help a lot in terms of his shot creation. I think you're a lot better off shooting his fades than you are shooting his standstill shot most of the time, but at the end of the day, fades are tougher to green than standstill shots. So I say that, but you have to be very consistent greening him. And also, Paul Pierce's fade is, even while it creates a good amount of separation, tray fade's a good fade, it's kind of a slower fade just because of his upper, again, not being very good. It slows down his jumper. So I think as a whole, there's too many flaws with this card animation wise for him to be an elite level shooting guard, unfortunately. And that's a shame, because I think Paul Pierce is kind of becoming an underappreciated player in NBA history. He's a dude who was really, really good, and I think gets clowned a lot these days. And to be fair, sometimes fairly, but I don't know. I'm a Paul Pierce fan, and I'd like him to have a good card in my team, but it's been a few years since he's really had a good card. I think the last time he did was maybe 2K21. I think he had a point guard. Maybe it was 22. I don't know. But it's been a while since Paul Pierce has been really good in my team. So let's hop into a game. Let's see what Paul Pierce can do. Lus XE. I'm just totally mispronounced that. I don't know what that's supposed to be. But D'Angelo Russell, Kyle Korver, Rudy Gay, Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis. It's not awful. It's not insane. We got a slightly better squad, I would say. Paul Pierce matched up against Korver. Korver's not a bad card. 6'7", solid defender. Not bad, but this is, I would say, there are harder matchups than Kyle Korver, I would say, in terms of defensively, especially. Attack the rim. Paul Pierce gets inside and gets snatch blocked. Gotta love that to start off a game. We do have Jokic at point guard, though, so that's nice in terms of a size advantage. And let's use Jokic as the ball handler right now, and let's get downhill, and let's hit our pop, catch. Same side, hezi, escape, attack, stop. I can't shoot that at all. Not open in the slightest. The one thing about, like, this type of off-ball defense is really hard to beat with guys who don't have good releases, because you really can't get your feet set to shoot at all. So it's really pretty much just fade or nothing. That was supposed to be more of a spin towards the rim, not a spin jumper, but you know what? It is what it is. Definitely not a great start, and immediately kind of showcasing the problem that sometimes can arise with a guy who doesn't have a great release going up against hard off ball, especially because you're not a huge threat coming off of the screen. I guess I could look to fade, and maybe I should look to fade, but step up there, good defense, stay in front. This dude doesn't look like he has particularly a ton of skill, which doesn't totally surprise me. Most people who play heavy off ball defense are not all that good offensively either. But that's okay. Let's go pick and fade here. Same side burst, attack up the court, and Jokic can go all the way here if I want to. Kick to the corner. I tried to. That's all right. I should have just taken my bucket with other dudes, but it is what it is. Get to the rim. Paul Pierce, nice dunk. Good stick dunk. As long as you don't look to shoot, you can use this card pretty effectively. He's only shooting when he's wide the freak open, though. And he's not getting wide the, open very much because against a good player, it's tough to do that, especially when you don't have the best SIGs in the game. And, like, Paul Pierce does not have the best SIGs. Kobe Escape and maybe Halliburton behind the back, I think is what it is. Like, his animations are fine, but they're not these exceptionally elite animations or anything like that. And that's definitely not going to cut it, especially Kyrie dribble style is obviously good, but that's just not going to cut it against hard off ball. And he's pausing me like he's doing something, but he's just sitting in the corner defensively. There's no skill to this defensively whatsoever. Was that a lucky 3-ball? Yeah, it was a bad shot. But I'll take the foul. We get free throws, and we have an opportunity to cut it to a 1-point game. This dude is not a very good player at all, though, so I definitely want to make sure we can get this win if possible because he is terrible. People who play like this both offensively and defensively, I mean, like, offensively, he's pretty bad, but defensively, he's just literally standing in the corner. That's a good move, though. I'll give him that. Good move. Good shot. He deserves credit for that one. That was his first honestly good offensive possession, I would say. Get the ball into Paul Pierce. I'm going to try my best to run offense with this card. I don't know if that's really his role, though. Hit the slip. Good pass. That's a good standing. Like, Giannis was in front of AD, and that's a nice one right there. We'll take the assist. I don't feel like he's a big threat as a shooter, and that makes it tough, I feel like, when it comes to using this card a little bit. Stay in front. Good D. Step up. Nice. Stay in front again. Paul Pierce, show me your defense. Very good. Half brick wall, half anchor, half clamps, half a bunch of stuff. That should have been a steal. Should have been a steal. Good defense. Very nice defensive possession. That one 100% should have been a turnover right there, but it is what it is. Let's just keep playing D for right now. Step up on D'Angelo Russell. Don't give up anything easy. Why are you giving that up, Jokic? He missed it, though. That's fine. Run the floor. Get to the rim. Hop step through. I did not mean to shoot it. I did not mean to step back, but that's okay. Get it to Paul Pierce. Let's see if we can just get our pick and roll going and slip early. There we go, Giannis. Beautiful job. And that is another assist. If I have to distribute the ball to score, I'm okay with doing that. The slip was wide open again. We're willing to take that, and good defense here. Step up here, Paul Pierce. Let's put him on ball. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put him on ball over Jokic and let Jokic just use his size to impact Kyle Korver. Another bad shot though, and now we got a tie game with the ball. Run the court. Giannis to the rim. I'm taking my dunk. I'm just going to score. He didn't help off of Paul Pierce at all, and we got ourselves a wide open lane for a dunk. I am taking that 10 times out of 10. X-switch this. If he wants to hit his slip and take his dunk to tie up the game, he can. I'm not giving up a 3 there because I was out of position with Giannis. So, but I'm not out of position. Just limit the damage, which is exactly what I did there. I'm going to see you get a standing. Yep, let's go. Oh, my goodness, you missed the dunk. He like got taken out of the animation by Embiid, honestly. Very nice defensive animation for Embiid, but a little bit unfortunate. That is really a little bit unlucky, to be honest, I feel like. Good D, Giannis. You're in good position. Get the board. We still have the ball in a tie game. Run the floor. Backdoor me, Paul. You're 6'8". He stole that with a CPU? I don't know about that, man. It's tough. Get to the corner. Get there. Contest. Get there. Good D. Giannis, let's go. Make an impact and get the board as well. Run the floor. Paul, come set a pick and pop. I know you haven't been quite as involved as we probably like this game, but attack downhill. There we go. Hit our pop. He switches at CPU. His CPU switches, I should say. Hop step through. Paul, good move. Good shot. Paul Pierce. I didn't get the freaking... I thought I was going to make that. Got to show me some defense. He just doesn't do enough offensively with the way his release is. He's not a threat, really. And that's the main issue right now. Because defensively, he's solid. He can get to the rim. His size is fine. Like, SIGs could be better. And release is pretty bad at this point in the year for a shooting guard. And that's what kills this card almost entirely. Get him into the screen. Get downhill. Paul Pierce. Good move. Let's go. Big stick dunk. Knocking it down and finishing at the rim for a clutch bucket. He may only have 2 buckets, but that's a big one to end us off potentially if we can get a stop here anyway. Yo, you're too low, Jokic. We got up, though. We're fine. Get there. Good D. Play this to D-low. Good D. Hedge this. Swing. Get to the hash. Good D. Play the hash. Good D. Let's go. We played that perfectly. We played better than this dude. I'm not going to lie. His defense was not very skillful. Honestly, neither was his offense, and we struggled for most of this game. But we're going to manage to come out of here with a win, and at the end of the day, that is what I wanted. So I'm not going to complain about that one. Paul Pierce with a fine performance. 4 points, 2 assists. Like, nothing special, but he contributed, and I give him credit for that. I didn't hate this card. I just wish his release was better and his SIGs were a little better. He's usable, but certainly not elite. Almost every card that comes out these days is usable, but this is definitely not one of the better ones. 4 points, 2 assists. If you get this card, I don't really think he's got a spot in most lineups realistically. There's multiple free shooting guards that I'd rather have over Paul Pierce, so I don't know. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.